Alright. The time is now. Actually, the time is not now. The time is that. The time is that. Because I gotta type in the time. So, everyone's about to learn what time it is. For those who don't know, it's 8:03. Not AM, son of a bitch. A lot of people don't take this step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12, call it a day. You're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times or setting are correct. I'll tell you what, make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Thanks, game. Thank you. I want to talk a little bit about this because I haven't played this game since it came out in 2013. 2013. Increase FOC. FOV. Can I? Is it in general? Field of view. 72. 90? What is it? Oh, hey, wait a second. Why is this thing sideways in the screen? It's already gonna start playing with me. Anyway. I want to talk about this game a little bit because I haven't played it since 2013. When it came out. Actually, that's not true. That's not true at all. Let me rephrase. I haven't played this game since January of 2014 because it came out late 2013 and I didn't buy it when it first came out. I bought it on recommendation from other people to say, hey, you should play this game. But I played it in January 2014 and I can't remember a damn thing about it. I know that I played it. I played through it once and I enjoyed it. It was interesting. I thought it was weird, but it was very meta and I enjoyed that. And I don't remember anything else about it, if I'm being totally honest. So when I saw that the Ultra Deluxe edition was coming out, I was like, I should revisit this. Purely on the fact that I tried to get this game to run, like, months ago. I tried to get this game to run, because I have the original as well. I re-downloaded the original, and I got it all set up. I was ready to go, and it was windowed in, like, 720p. And I was like, I don't know if I can do a 720p resolution on this game right now. I was not ready to deal with that. Still not ready to deal with that. Hence why the Deluxe Edition. Deluxe Edition came out and I was like, now we're talking. It probably has bigger screen support. And guess what? It has bigger screen support. Look at this. It goes all the way to the edges. All the way to the edge. I'm on the wrong side. Edge. Edge. I can get this right. Edge. First, I could have helped with that. Now I know. I could have easily helped with it too. I just didn't want to. I got lazy. This was like 8 months ago. I was doing that, and I was like, nah. I'm going to be lazy about it. So the game came out anyway. So I was like, now I don't have to worry about it. Original runs on the same engine as Half-Life 2 and TF2 and Portal 2. I know how to fix that. I played Portal 2 in ultra wide. Works great. Tomato, tomato. Anyway, I also want to take a couple seconds here. It's actually going to be more than a couple seconds. It's going to be a lot of seconds. A lot of seconds to talk about the sun. Me and the sun don't get along. And the reason why is because I interact with the sun very infrequently and recreationally. Kind of like how someone isn't an alcoholic, they're a social drinker, right? They go because there's other things happening. I go outside because other things are happening. And I go outside so infrequently, in fact, especially because of the pandemic, the fact that I work in an office, the fact that I go home and I work in an office, and the fact that I go to sleep after all of that is said and done. Basically, I'm active indoors from sun up to sun down. And last Thursday, I got called out at work to go outside and work on a test project that we were doing, because it's one of the projects that I've been like sort of working on. And so I go out there and I'm like, okay, sure. They're only gonna need me for like, a couple hours at most, maybe an hour, just to like get the framework going and everything will be great, right? 7 hours later, actually 4 hours later, let's dumb it down. 4 hours later, our assistant manager starts to tell me, he's like, your head's looking kind of red, and I'm like, oh no. If at 4 hours, if I'm still in the sun and they're starting to tell me that it's starting to look red, hood goes up. So hood goes up, not good enough. Still have the pizza dome cap. Could have brought that at least. I do have that, but it was at home, not outside where we were working. So there I was, with now my hood up, sleeves down, as best I could. 3 more hours go by. I worked 7 hours outside that whole day. And I come back to the office. So I've had my hood up for about 3 hours out of that 4 hours of just working in the sun. And my green screen is still kind of doing the thing. I think I fixed it for the most part. If I don't, No, I fixed it. It's great. Fabulous. Clip that. No context whatsoever. Just flaily arms. Sunlight is so intense you can be sunburned with reflected light alone. Well, here's the thing. So not only was I outside for 4 hours without sunblock, without cover, without anything, just bam, sun, me, working, that I got 2nd-degree sunburns on my head. On the top of my head. We're talking when a burn is really bad, you get those little yellow crest comes up and it's kind of like trying to scab over. Yeah. On my scalp. Oh, it was bad. This is why I didn't stream on Friday. So the original plan was to play this on Friday. The yellow ball was, yep. So the original plan was to play this on Friday. And be all like, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We're going to play Stanley Parable. I haven't played him forever. And then that happened. And I was like, you know what? I have quite literally pasted a layer of the green aloe vera stuff on my scalp 3 times today that I'm in a considerable amount of pain, and I'm just not gonna. So I didn't gonna. I had that on my shoulders, back, and arms once. So awful. It was bad. It hurt so bad I couldn't move. I was like... It was like having a headache, but I don't have a headache. But I'm like, anything I did, if I, looked shocked and surprised, suddenly my entire head felt on fire. So, for the whole weekend, from, Thursday night onward, I medicated the top of my scalp to try and fix the problem. Before that event, my shoulders did not have freckles. Now my shoulders are covered in them. That is cancer. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I had to go through some very, very extremes. Day 1 and 2 was just me putting on aloe vera constantly. Just I can't feel it on my head anymore. Let's go lather some more on. So we lathered more on. And then I lathered a bunch on, went about my day. Lathered some more on, went about my day. And it just wasn't working enough. So what I ended up having to do was I took a My beard oil, actually, like the really hefty moisturizing stuff, literally just oil. And I got like a whole dropper full just in the palm of my hand, and I just all over my head. Put a wet rag on it, put a cold wet rag over the top of it, and just said, maintain moisture for an hour, please, dear God. And I did that for all of Saturday and all of Sunday, and here I am. I can feel the top of my head, thankfully. And now the fun part. The peeling. The peeling is, of course, the best part about getting sunburn ever anywhere. Any part of me that sunburns tends to freckle up. My arms are sprinkled all over with them. My arms aren't too bad. This arm especially is not bad. This one's not too bad. This one got a little. You can see it kind of right there. Like, only right here. Only on that one side did it get, like, red at all. I was like, that's weird. It was really, really weird. So, me and the sun are not on good talking terms right now. There was talk about going outside and doing a bunch of transfer stuff between storage units at work today, and I was like, no. Especially considering that, work stuff, so I've been laid up with a whole bunch of crap. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to hurry and make sure that my phone is turned to the quiet mode. How do I turn? No. There we go. Quiet mode. Quiet mode. Less than that sunblock ASAP. SPF 50 or less. I don't plan on really going outside very often. Me and the sun aren't on good talking terms. It's kind of like the same situation where me and like me and Soda had a bad run in when I was like, I'm gonna cut back, and I cut myself off of drinking sodas. That, for 2 years, me and Soda were like, we're gonna take a break. 2 years from the sun, me and the sun are gonna take a break because I'm not happy. Anyway, we can play the Stanley Parable. Now, if only there was an achievement for sitting here for a full year. The mic still kind of cuts off openings of sentences. Does it really? I mean, it shouldn't be right now. Well, it might only be because of, like, when I'm kind of doing that whole lead into things, if I start talking kind of thing. Or it could be the noise gate or the sound suppression thing. Problem is, I really like the sound suppression, because if I have the sound suppression on, then I can just be all like, hey, you can't hear this candy wrapper. And if I don't have the sound suppression on, guess who's gonna all hear that I'm eating a candy bar in secret? Y'all don't know how I'm eating the candy bar in secret, because you never see me eat the candy bar. So, figure that out. Make it less strong. I did. But if it's still doing it a little bit, we can probably take over the settings, like, right here. I mean, it's just an audio output. Let's see. Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. It's in the... Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, there you go. There you are. Settings. Property. Nope, it's filter. Filters. Noise suppression doesn't give me a option. Interesting. Gives me low quality or good quality. The noise gate, however, it's probably the noise gate, because by that setting, eating is also partially removed. Oh, this thing doesn't pick up my eating at all. Y'all don't even realize. But it's probably actually the noise gate, because the threshold. So if I turn the open up a little bit, what you're probably gonna... So let me know if I open the open threshold up, are my words coming in a lot clearer now? I can still see the chat too, so don't worry about that. But I can turn it up to like, I've turned it up a little bit. So let me know if it goes up. Or if my audibleness. Happy to oblige. The S, and I'm assuming that's an L sound. Loud, languid, lander. Happy cuts a touch. Happy. Okay, let's. Bam. 16. I. Igloo. Indigo. Indiana. English. No, that's an E. That's an E sound. I. That's a good I sound. That's a good I word. I. Yeah, that's good. Ingratiate. Oh, that's a good word. Ingratiate's a good one. Have to have a tiny bit, but it's better. Ignatius. They probably good now. Ignatius. Ingredient. Oh, ingredient's such a good word. Ingredient's a great word. Happenstance. Well, that's a good word. Happenstance. Also, my beard's getting hella long. Like, lowest point my hair goes is like right here now. Christ. Haberdashery. Oh, that's a good. S and F. Seemly. No, that's a terrible word. Stanley. Stanley's a good one. Structural. Range. Strong. Sound. Mind. Nope. That's an M. F sounds. What's a good F word? Structural. Structural. Can't hear the S in the structural. Structural. Bam. Turn it up a little bit. Turn it up just. Range. That's an easy one. Settings. Cesspool. Nope, that's an E. Or that's not an E. That's a C. Assess. Singular. Oh, singular. Sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla is pretty good. Sometimes it's a good word. I like sometimes. Sometimes it's a good word. Sarsaparilla. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. Go. No. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. We're succeeding at the... Doing Esper. That's a good word. Esper is a good word. Alright. Anyway, we've opened the threshold for the noise gate a little bit. Now, I don't know what it's going to pick up, if it picks up anything. We'll find out. But, theoretically, that should be, helping that out a bit. If I... Yeah, you can't hear the little paper over there. Feels a little random. Sometimes the whole word comes through no problem. Sometimes the entire first letter is lost. Haberdashery, such a good word. I want to talk about haberdashery for such a great word. Hat making. Hibiscus. Oh, that's a good. Hibiscus. Anyway. In the game. We're beginning the game. Theoretically. First and foremost.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in. The as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Dare I? Pretty sure that's Half-Life 2 Sim with a white shirt. Probably. I mean, they probably fixed it up for the Deluxe, I'm assuming. I'm assuming they fixed it up for the Deluxe. That's, oh boy. FOV change. That FOV shift. Yeah. Touch anything? Let me touch. Let me touch. Dear God, it's so smooth now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Closed my door. Closed my door. How come this man gets a window? How come I don't get a window? Oh. We'll get windows. Look at this man.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
And 432's job? What a job. What a life. I hate Monday. I actually kind of enjoy Mondays. Parted. Always asking the proper questions. I like work. Hate my voice. Agree with that one either. Wait. You moved the gate the wrong way, I think. It? At a gate? Where's gate? No. No, I did not move the gate the wrong. I know I didn't move the gate the wrong. Because I made the negative number on the decibels smaller. It's closer to 0. Noise gate would change if you like that. Just listen to it. I can't. Cannot listen. But you can go back to the settingy thing. Hold on, let's begging everybody's pardon. Let's open up filters. Monitor the output or check the stream. Then all of my little bars are still doing the thing that they're. The only thing that it's not doing is it's cranking out how what I am. Straight up cannot hear a bunch of words. Really? That bad, huh? How was that? Is that any better? I just kind of like tinkered with it a little bit. If that should be a little bit better. Hoping that that's better. Thing with the audio. Hold on, let's crank. Let's do this a little bit. Let's do this a little bit. I'm gonna tinker around just a tick. That should be right around where I've normally had volume for mic. Close that. Okay. That's fun. Hold up. Might do that. I might lower that down a little bit because it might be the limiter. Limiter might also be the thing that's causing us some audio. Sure. Let's try getting rid of the noise right now. Let's get rid of the noise gate and see what that does. If that does anything. Maybe. Limiter should be enough. I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out. They helped right away? Oh, alright then. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'd have to, like, really tinker with how the noise gate kind of thingy works. Anyway. 436. This poor man and his shitty-ass desk. Clear that. There we go. That's too bright. That's... Back here? No. What's going on in there? Someone playing solitaire? Someone's playing the solitaire. Coffee. Meeting room. What are they working on in here? Press spacebar a bunch for achievement. You can't jump. Get your first achievement. Go me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did? Can't control me, narrator.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I mean, I do enjoy going and stopping by the lounge just to admire rooms. That's always been, you know, a thing that I do.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Let me soak in that atmosphere. Let me soak in the blue room.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room.
Thanks, narrator.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Look, what if they're good paintings? Did you ever think of that, narrator? Did you ever think to maybe take in consideration?
But eager to get back to business,
right.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, all right.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Something tells me if I really wanted to, I could just get on this thing and go down and everything would be ruined or great.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
All right.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Rustling the papers. Do anything you want, that's the point of the game.
Now, let's see.
That's how I recall, is you can basically just be like, I'm going to do everything the narrator tells me, or I'm going to do the complete opposite, or I'm going to mix it up.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Definitely this way. Hi, truck. Can I get in you? No? Okay. This feels different than the original already. Dude, it's... Look at this movement. This is butter smooth movement.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I?
Oh, where am I? 427, 427. There I am.
Now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
From the top, everyone. I like... Okay, I really like the fact that, you know, I sat there and talked for 20 minutes. We're half an hour into the stream. I talked for 20 minutes about nonsense. And 10 minutes into the game, I made it restart itself. Those loading times are like a third or faster. Yep. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. Sticky keys? Alright, I have those off.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
Uh-huh.
Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's
Go
here
the same
somewhere.
way. There's usually something else for doing
then.
so.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Alright, that's a
Let's
lot of...
find
Wait, I can't
the
go that way.
story.
Because I can't jump. Hold on. But let's try this, same way deal. This is not the same... This is not the same. This is not the same. None of this is the same. Game, you can't do this to me. You can't sit there and play with my brain like that. I have
I'll say
brain.
it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Wow. I think you just got sent to the back rooms. You think?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Missed memo. Ha! Dip. Dodge.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
Yep. Thanks a
I
lot,
might be
Nerdy. You
remembering
broke
this
it.
Wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Now, why would you...
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I'm fairly certain we missed something. Hey, wait a second. Hold on. What? That wasn't like that before, was it?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I'm working on it. Hey, wait a minute.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people
right, I
win
didn't.
fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
I mean...
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Follow the line. It's simple. This wasn't open before. Dun dun dun. Here comes the song.
You see? The line knows where the story is.
The line
it's over
trademark.
in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the
Hey,
act
wait a
of
minute. How do I
moving
follow this
forward,
line?
Are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I'm gonna say it. I'm not sure it's helping. Number 6. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're gonna stop following the line. We're just gonna...
Cut the music.
Thank you.
Go back and look at that fern.
Why?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
I believe
Make
you.
sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I believe you? At the same time, I'm already gaining an amount of distrust. I'm distrusting
Wait,
you, voice.
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
Yeah, it's
Is
this way.
any of the-
Bam! Nailed it.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we
No, the line
trusted
brought me
you,
right here.
After everything we've been through...
Look, there I am,
I can't
427.
take this anymore, to hell with it. Restart.
Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
You know
I
what,
hope.
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Apparently
We're
nothing.
intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
I mean, I
Something
thought that was the point of the
exciting,
game.
Daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just
I mean-
me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I mean, it
Go
could
on.
be anything, but now there's
Use
no
your
line, and now I'm
imagination.
lonely without my
Whatever
line.
it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, because that's how halls work. It circle, and then new.
Oh, no, not you again.
Hi, line.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Hi, line. You're my favorite character so far, line. Oh. I can't go that way. Or can I? Nope, can't jump. Music is pretty loud compared to your talking. I mean, the music's gonna be. There's probably a music option. Let's turn the... I think the narrator's doing fine, though. I think the narrator's doing fine.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
I want to go backwards.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes,
Brain.
then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
But if there's 2 doors, what was the point of having a double door? There is no choice. You lied to me.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Yeah, it says so right there.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Probably not.
Whatever it is that made this schedule?
No, probably
How
not.
would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm
Well,
not
let me
quite
have a
sure
seat.
if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
What, you think we're in the journey?
Well, in the meantime, if you...
Beep. Beep.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Looks like something came to get you. Well, something decided to hit the hard reset button.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the
We went
meeting
to the
room,
right the
and
first time
Stanley
around. Hold
knew it
on.
perfectly well.
Continue
Perhaps
with
he
the
wanted to stop by
confusion.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I do want to admire it. Show me that room.
Yes,
Oh,
this
look at the
room.
blue room.
What a beautiful
Oh.
room. What a gorgeous,
Oh, God.
gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having
See?
experienced this room
Look
was
at this
now
artwork.
too horrible even to consider.
Look at this artwork. You can't tell me that the original game had artwork as pretty as this. Didn't happen, I tell you.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that
Cold
even
drinks.
though all
Boy,
your
howdy, do I
co-workers
love
have
cold
mysteriously
drinks.
vanished, here you sit, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I did. And then...
And so he detoured through the maintenance section,
Found a
walked
button.
straight ahead to the
Where's the
opposite
button?
door,
Where's the
and
button?
got
Give me the
back
button.
on track.
Button.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Sure didn't.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Sure did.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Nah,
No,
it's not that way, and then
not
it's to the
right.
left.
Why would I have ever said
Hope
it was
it's
to
not
the right?
identical.
What
Lol.
was I thinking?
Bet your money it's
It's
not.
clearly... Oh, dear.
I probably should have read the board, actually. Probably should have read the board. But it probably wants me to do the same thing.
See,
Even
we
if it
went
does want me to
down,
do the same
right,
thing. Let's do it
left,
again. Why not?
down, Left, right.
We're only
Yep,
46
okay,
minutes into
okay,
this.
Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
This way. Down the stairs. Into the wild blue yonder.
No,
Look
no,
at the thing.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Oh.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh.
Nope, I'm gonna mark
What am I
exactly.
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than
Yep,
waste
that's
my
my room,
time
all right.
trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the
marked it.
game
I
from
looked.
the beginning. And this
I
time,
zeroed in
suppose
on
we
it,
don't
thing.
wander so far
Yep.
off track, Okay, from the top.
From the top, everybody.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Next time I might have to read the board. Out of 3 hours.
Stanley... Wait, what?
46 minutes
No,
of 3 hours.
No,
taken
I
up
restarted. I swear I
by
definitely restarted the game over, completely
by the
fresh.
confusion ending
Everything should
and
be...
talking about the
Oh,
sun.
did something change?
And other things.
Stanley,
We talked about other things.
Did you
and
change
words.
anything
We
when
talked
you were
about
back
words.
in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
You're a cat.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay,
It is
then.
here somewhere.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
This way. No, wait. Let's take this one first. Because I can. It just seems to be the same. I seem to be the same. But maybe that's the point. No, it's not the same. Wait, it is the same. Damn you, game. Damn you all.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Maybe,
Well, I
but
find
you
it
literally are
unlikely
not.
that we'll ever
I mean,
progress
I
by
am not.
starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, I've got to be better than this. Come on, narrator. Work with me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
I'm trying.
he had simply missed a memo.
I'm trying to go to the meeting room. Ever since my first decision, I screwed up everything.
Okay, yep, it's worse.
You
I
broke
might be
it.
remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction
remember,
and see if we missed anything?
We were on the 5th reset, 6th reset, 7th reset. We needed to reset 8 times. It's all my fault. You're the one who told me, do what you want. It's your game. And I was like, alright.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
But remember,
The
if we
story.
reset 8
Here it
times,
comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back
If
the
we
other
restart
way
8
and
times-
retrace our steps.
it wins.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
I think I spotted a
can't quite
camera looking
recall,
at
but
you
I
through a
believe
window.
My story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Congrats,
I know
well
you put in
done.
a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
I'm locked in.
Oh,
Nope,
no.
it was a ladder.
No, I don't feel right
Silly
about
ladder.
this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
I mean, I
Some
still haven't
people
put in
win
any
fair
work,
and
but
square,
remember,
and this
we
was
had
not one
restarted
of those
4 times,
situations.
and it was like,
Okay,
hey, if I
I'm
reset
getting
again, I'll
weirded out
forget
by
everything.
whatever this place
And so
is.
we're doing
I
it
don't care what
again
might happen
to
this
cause
time.
more
I
confusion, and the
have to
confusion ending
restart.
should happen, theoretically. Look at the line.
All right, I've got a solution.
I
This
bet you do.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Adventure
Just follow the
line.
How simple is that?
All right, how fast can we
See,
get to it?
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Oh, destiny.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
I was about to say, we can
This
test
fern
the,
will be
the
very
music volume
important
here for a
later in
second.
the story.
Quite
Make
literally
sure
a literal
you study
second.
it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I love you, Fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Yes.
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Oh.
Yeah, look, we're back.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you?
I didn't trust the line worth half a damn.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it.
Don't lump me in with you, narrator.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right?
The adventure
Why
song
can't
is
we
much
make
more
up our
bearable.
own story?
Oh, good.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I'd love to, but I gave my hand to my cat, and now the cat has it. Okay, thank you.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
Exciting.
Use your imagination.
No, you know
Whatever
what?
it
I
might
want
be,
my adventure to
Stanley,
be confusing.
I'm ready for it.
I want it to be confusing. Let it be confusing.
Oh, no,
Hi, Line.
not you again.
You're
Stanley,
still my favorite.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
No, Line, you're still my favorite. Don't listen to him. He might not love you, but Lord knows I do.
A choice. We get to make a decision.
Decisions
From
are
here,
getting
the
made.
story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity.
Mustn't.
In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Walk in circles.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse
Watch
door's
this.
origin. So
Jordan,
starting from the right,
cue the meme
let
with
us
all the
ask,
numbers
will taking the
going
right
around on
door
screen where I'm
lead us
like,
to where we're going. And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending.
Stanley attempts to
You're
play the story,
telling
but
me
is prevented. I will
that's
do
what
anywhere
this
or
is?
do anything. The game
It's all
restarts on its
one
own.
giant
6 to
ending?
restart. Find the
Am I
line
supposed
again.
to
Begin
restart the
following the
game
line. Find an
eight
identical replica of the office that has
times?
begun to deteriorate. Attempt to make a story.
really how
Make up
all
a
this
story
goes?
here. Narrator restarts game.
all
7th restart. There's no
determined?
longer an office. Simply black
now,
space.
according to the
Wander in the
schedule, I
blackness. Find a
restart
bookstore.
again. Then what?
Get bored and leave.
Am I just
Narrator
supposed to
restarts game. 8th
forget?
restart. The narrator's
Well, what
gone.
if I don't
After a
want to
long
forget?
story, Stanley dies. Bam.
My mind goes blank.
We remember
simply
all that,
because
right?
It's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
We can
Why
remember
don't I
all
get
of
to
that, right?
decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
So,
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
adventure
The,
line.
whatever it is that made this schedule.
Find the line again.
How would we even know?
Find the confusion ending story.
someone
Ending
come
schedule. Narrator
Something
restarts the
happened?
game.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
They've
They're
been playing the
always
game the
saying that
same
life
amount of
is
time.
about the journey and not the destination. So I
Yep.
hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay. So it's restarted. We have to find the line again now. Shouldn't it be doubled if it counted both runs? You would think so. So now we need to get to the line again.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Now we get
What
to the
could it
line.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Tell me I'm right. Tell me we get to the line, right? Maybe.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passively aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers. Typical office behavior.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I'm going to go downstairs. I want this paper, whatever it is, I want it.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Want
He
to find the line
considered
that way?
possibility
Probably
of
not.
facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I
All
just
of my
might be. I
coworkers
mean,
blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
1, 2, B,
None
4.
of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
God damn
Why
you,
did
narrator.
doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
Yes.
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job, All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Bought the original for $2 in like 2015.
Stanley began screaming.
You get an $8 discount on the new one if you own the first one.
My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
We did it. I successfully mimed the entire nonsense. Oh, jeez. All right. We need to find the line again.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I need to find the line
Stanley
again.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I need to find the line.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope. We're going to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I am going to find the damn
line.
line.
Stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Give me the line.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
I love you,
What was
room.
it about this room? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back.
We're getting our line back. That's a funny. We're getting our line back.
But
I think he might have killed the line by not going the normal route after the whiteboard.
And get even further off track.
Wait, there's
So
a
now
normal...
in order to get back, he needed to go,
There's a normal path after the whiteboard? Oh,
from here,
you're talking about
it's,
Oh,
no, it's to the right, my mistake. No.
No. We're going to get to our line. We're going to get to our line. We're going to get to the line, and then we're going to get confused.
What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I mean, push come shove. I'm going to grab this screenshot. I'm going to be like, let's get it up on the board.
Right, left, down, left, right. Yeah,
Google it. You're wasting your time.
Okay, yes.
Damn it.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Don't worry, we know how to speedrun it now. Sort of.
No.
Don't
This
worry.
isn't right
We're
at
gonna
all. You're not
speedrun.
supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Just
Quick,
press restart,
Stanley,
no
close
point.
your eyes. Okay.
But it's a confusion ending.
We just have to get
Confusion
back to,
ending.
Who am I?
There's a
kidding?
restart button? There's to begin the game again. Alright.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Hey, wait a second. You've changed. You've changed your words.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person
Whiteboard.
here either.
Whiteboard.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Get Chris out of the broom
Stanley
closet.
decided to
I
go
take
up to
offense
his
to this.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright,
Coming
so this
to
time
a
we're gonna go
staircase,
upstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh. Oh shit. Executive bathroom? Dude. How come this good place gets to be so nice?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief.
That if you keep
who
playing normally,
orchestrated
out of the
this.
confusion ending,
What dark
you can spot
secret
the
was
line
being held
outside of
from
the
him?
playable area,
What
but
he
that's
could
it.
not have known was that the keypad behind
That's
the boss's
literally it,
desk
but it
guarded
had
the
like other
terrible
instructions.
truth
You find
that
the
his
line and
boss had
then
been
you
keeping from
do
him.
thing.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Now, would you look at that? I have a feeling there's nothing right here. Hold on. But there's nothing right there, so... Oh, there was just a step. Okay. Okay. The lighting is quite a bit nicer since it's in Unity instead of old-ass Source Engine.
Descending
Yeah.
deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What? You trying to kill me, elevator? You trying to...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But there's another sign that says escape. There's a whole nother sign that says go that way. I'm gonna do as it says this time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I certainly hope so.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That one's my screen. Yep, that's my screen, all right. Would you believe that Steam has this listed as like a horror game? A little weird to me.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How does one unhinge controls? Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Publish those clips. Yay. There are a few clips of me being weird, so...
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Is it?
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
At least one.
Where had his co-workers gone?
Don't give a
How
shit.
had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Silly game,
Perhaps
you
his
think
goal
that I
had not been to understand,
care about the
but to let
co-workers?
go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I have a feeling as soon as I... Yep.
Stanley felt
Okay.
the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Yes.
And Stanley was happy.
Hey, we did it. So, beat the game. Achievement unlocked. We did it, everybody. And we did it in under 2 hours. Hey, wait a minute.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, this isn't how this was supposed to look. That's someone's desk. That sucks. This isn't how this is supposed to look at all.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope.
Standing now
Admire.
in this incredible room,
I love you,
Stanley
room.
for the first time, but eager to get
Okay,
back
we're
to
gonna go
business,
straight this
Stanley
time.
took the first open door on his left.
We're gonna do the exact opposite of what you want, narrator.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Absolutely
Are you that
zero.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a
Okay.
chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Listening.
Stanley walked through the red door.
I mean, I'm gonna do the opposite you tell me, narrator.
Perhaps you misunderstood.
No.
Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
It's because we're not.
Stanley walked through the red door.
There's a blue one.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not
Okay,
think I
so
put
it's
a lot
also
of time
really,
into
really
that?
funny
Because I did. And
that
in
they're
the end,
still
it was
using
all
the
for
same
nothing, because
grid
this
pattern
is
that
what
you
wanted
used
to
in
see.
Source.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Because I can't talk at you.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we
used
go.
Unity
A third
default.
option.
They
This
could've.
already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Yeah, look. Ceiling light 6464 office space. Oh. What if? Took ever to steal those from the original? Probably. Now, the question, do I do the opposite or do I continue down, continue down the path?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from?
Absolutely
How did
5
I
out of
know
5
the game
experience.
needed
Would.
a third door?
Would.
Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came
Would
from.
disobey
except that
orders again.
I felt it in my soul.
Felt it.
You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try.
I can teach it.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
New version.
To be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Oh,
Let's
no.
take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. First place, 2 seconds. What? No way these are real. Thank you. 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% of players choose the blue door. Wait, really? How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career. You are objectively ranked. Okay, objectively. Thanks, game. Thanks. Ah.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yeah, I am so motivated to walk through doors
I've got a
now.
prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would
Like,
be
I
a
can't
lovely
wait for
opportunity
door
to give it some
walk
play
through-
testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it,
Door
would you?
walking through
Perfect.
simulator
Let me boot
2.
it up.
Give me the sequel.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Bye, baby.
You heartless bastard.
Sure am.
Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Despite.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh,
We did
hey,
it.
since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have
Someone
here?
else's game. There's other games?
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Seems like it'll work. Let's find out. I let that baby burn.
Aha!
Hold on.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some
this is
sort of
Firewatch.
twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
They def changed the games you see. Yeah, this is Firewatch. It's from the same developer, but damn. Oh, that's so good. Look at his smiley face. He's so happy. I still need to play through Firewatch, actually.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Or can it be?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh,
Yep. And it's all in the
goodness,
same
Stanley,
engine,
what a
so they
close
use the
call.
real assets, and it looks perfect. It
Really
does.
wandered
It
off
looks
into
just
that-
like Firewatch.
thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods
Well-
now, Stanley. Okay.
Well,
I'm going to
no,
get us out of
I'm in the
here.
woods.
Let's find another game.
I'm in the woods
Preferably
still.
Something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Okay.
Okay. I think this will be just the thing.
Big, insurmountable walls. Where are you taking me? Wow.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game
Wow.
design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I'm going for the goal. I'm going for the goal. Nice
Okay,
big
so
wall.
what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases
Definitely
and do a
change the
touchdown
game.
together. Yes, I think surely we must.
We
Okay,
must.
Stanley, here's the
Okay,
ball.
the
Have
Delux
fun.
is already... Oh, Jesus. Oh, shit.
What are you doing?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Filing cabinets. Do I have a flashlight? Key? No, probably not. Whoops, I fell. I found 423, 424, 425. Oh shit, this is the original Half-Life 2 mod of the Stanley Purple. Very first version of the game. We're in our room. But what do I do? But what do I do here? Oh no. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Aha. Hey. So that was fun. Okay, that was really cool. It took me to Rocket League, and I'm like, okay, you got me. The game's the first one showed off, Minecraft, and something else, can't remember at the moment. I can't remember, honestly. But that was cool. Like...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps I did miss memo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Damn it. I was trying to half it so that way I could be all like, oh, I don't actually want to go this way.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, down was bad option. It just kept cycling and cycling and cycling. Aha! Aha! I found somewhere else to go, and we're gonna take the other way. Enough of this. Oh. Why have you not taken me down? Damn you, game. All you do is you turn on the music and you just let me jam.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf. looking behind
Oh,
paintings,
Chris, no, the elevator isn't
desperate
moving, and
for
he'll be dancing
clues to
forever.
his situation. But his attention
Also,
was caught
hardcore
by
rock
a
elevator.
keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have...
I mean, I got some of the numbers right.
By
They were
simply
just in the
pushing
wrong spot.
random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Sheer luck.
Amazing.
Absolute
He stepped into the newly
miracle.
opened passageway.
Quick, press the button. Take me down, elevator. Take me down. So what do we do this time? Do we hit yes? Do we hit yes on the mind control? Do we just say, yep, give it to me? Oh no, we got the escape.
Straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Screw off.
Control Facility.
No, escape.
Although this passageway had
On.
the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Bring it on. You don't scare me, narrator. How
The door
violent can it
behind him
get?
was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I sure do.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward.
Damn right
and
I am.
willingly confront his death.
Yep, like a man. Hiya! Splat. And I broke my legs.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bite me, narrator. You won't.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Yes.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hold on. There's another, wait, what does this say? Nature paintings. That is, in fact, the nature paintings. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Aha, but it does change, and I've seen it change. Let me press your buttons. Let me press your buttons. Damn it, computer. Office computers. This one's got solitaire. Database. Loading. Installation. Hold on, what does that say? Installing Chart Pro 2.01. Program files Chart Pro /PTP/DLL. If I search my computer and I find that, I'm going to be happy. Button sounds. The office. Maintenance room. War zone. I can get to a war zone? Wait, what? Early development designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Alright. I'm in the Museum of Stanley now. How to make a JRPG. How do you make the worst game ever? What is the difference between a duck? Thanks. 427, 427, 427. Game design mock-up. Aha.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
It's because it's a black screen game.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
All according to plan. All according to plan. Alright.
All of his
Our layout's
coworkers
back.
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Oh, the narrator's changed. His tone. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
It means there's new content. There's new stuff. We're gonna go look at the new stuff.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Me and you both, narrator.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I'm fairly certain it's gonna end in disappointment.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
The narrator is so excited for the new content.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
The narrator is every dumb critic's, Thoughts in progress.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Jump, jump. Let's use all of them. Use all of our jumps. It's only gonna let me jump these 10 more times. Bet your money. Come on. 3, 2, 1. I have no more jumps. I cannot jump. Jump circle.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content.
Dude, that's
There has to be
37 more
something
jumps
else,
than we
right?
ever had before. Narrator, calm your tits.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
I mean,
If
I'm
this is new
excited.
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
The narrator is it's such a parody of like video game critics who are like, I'm 5 minutes into this game and I'm not excited yet. This is the worst game ever. People get mad. People get so pissy, especially when critics and whatnot. If you're not happy within like the first 20 minutes of a game, it's like the worst game of the whole goddamn year, and everyone's mad, and you're like, God damn it, why can't you people just play the game? You have to criticize every little tiny little detail, and you can't just, progress. Says the guy who analyzes video games on stream. It's pretty great, by the way. But at least when I analyze, I play the game.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't
it's
get
so
me
true.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Is that what the game is all about? Just me and the narrator? Hey, wait a minute. There's a picture of...
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent!
Okay.
I want to show you something!
Is it the fan? Coffee nut. Alright. So far the game is doing a very, very good job of being absolutely wonderfully satirical. And I love it. Because it's being so satirical of like game and game developers. To
You
the
remember
fact that
how
it's like,
cheap and
look, you don't have to
unsatisfying
make
the new Ultra
great game
Deluxe
for it to be
content
entertaining.
turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Hold on.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This is very clever. This is very clever. For the people who don't know what this game is, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I know what this game is, and this is the Same guy who made the Stanley Parable. He made a game talking about his experience in game development. And he made a game, basically doing a little documentation about how he made games, how he learned how to play games, and what he learned making the Stanley Parable. And this is a scene from that game. Oh, the meta. The meta just, it keeps metaing. Okay, this is very clever.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
24, Independent Games Festival. Stanley Parable, British Academy of Film. Buy on Steam. Oh man, you remember when Steam was that old back in 2013? Steam was so bad in 2013. It all was. Oh. Nominee story. Oh look, there's the ending where we went splat. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. Does it though? I can't walk through the failure bushes. God damn it.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was
I'm not gonna be
Skyrim,
surprised if
it
that
was
was a
Persona
real
3. It was all of
review.
them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
No, but the elevator content was so good. Memory zone maintenance. Let me in the maintenance room. Why can't I go in the maintenance room? Person of the year, Stanley. Jeez.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Etiquette. Oh my goodness, game. You're gonna... The Serious Room, 2013. What?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
The end is
What
never
I wouldn't give
the
to
end.
go back, to have it all over again.
Uh-huh.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no.
Uh-huh.
Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Yeah. Steam reviews. Did you put a storage container with Steam reviews? Oh my god.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Noodle
This is actually
chef.
quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather
Just creates and
terse
creates
to begin
reviews.
with.
Yep.
You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise
I
unimpeachable
really want to know if these
track
are like
record.
real reviews now.
I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up.
Honestly, they
with
look
long,
entirely
winded
real. They
explanations of
very
what's
well
happening.
could be.
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to
love his voice
manufacture.
making fun
It
of
went
himself.
on for
Yeah.
nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions
How-
left
how much of
until
this thing
so
do you
much
think we
more
have to
than
listen to
forever
before it
ago?
actually
Which is
stops?
why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by
restarts.
becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably.
It restarts. It loops.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of
sounds
one
like you're
or the
gonna
other,
shoot up
in
the
which
dev's
case
office.
the word I am not sick of shall
Yeah.
be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial, something along the lines of, "This game is the best game." Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before. If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this. What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow, now Stanley, that's a review. It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving. I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful. I have to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of depravity. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not
This is the least I've talked in a
means,
stream in a while.
Look, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself.
Dude does the rambling
I know,
for me.
Shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here?
They left the seam in that little...
Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself.
I want to pause the game. I want to pause the game to talk about something. I love that little spiel right there. I love this little spiel. Do you want to know why I love this spiel? It's because there were so many game companies out there who took player reviews so seriously that they either altered the game dramatically and pissed everyone off, or they retaliated and pissed everyone off. And it's such a good parody of the very, very fact. What was that? There was that one game that, like, some developer was, like, trying to sue some critic for basically saying that his game was bad when the game was bad. And everyone was like, but dude, your game is bad. So everyone went and played the game for, like, a couple minutes and then told them the game was bad in the review. And, it was such a funny bit of karma to really kind of slap him with. And it's doing such a good job of, like, bringing to light this whole thing. It's like, developers, don't change a game just because one person or, like, a small handful of people are like, no, this game sucks because X, Y, and Z. This goes back to, well, I'm sure it got them more attention than they've ever had before. It did. And now that man is not allowed to put any game on Steam. The one that I was just talking about. The guy who, like, got a whole bunch of tried to sue people and everything. Yeah, he's not allowed to post games on Steam anymore. His whole developer studio is now dissolved. It's hilarious. But this goes back to, I want to talk a little bit about writing. I'm going to connect this to writing. If you've ever read or listened to Brandon Sanderson, listen to this. This is one of the things he talks about in his lecture series that I got to sit through some years ago. And one of the things that people are really, really bad at is giving feedback. Surprisingly enough, it's really, really difficult for people to give feedback. And not just, like, any feedback. Any feedback is fine, but more often than not, they don't give good feedback. 90% of the time, people who give feedback, it's garbage. And I'll tell you why. Because there are so many people out there who think that feedback means that I read the thing that you gave me, and I give it back to you with suggestions on how I would fix it. And this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. It's absolutely terrible, terrible feedback to give to anybody. If you're ever out there workshopping, if you're ever trying to, become a writer, hear me out here. If you're trying to become an artist, hear me out. Someone gives you a feedback and says, this is how I would fix X. Disregard anything else they say. It's all bullshit at that point. It's all nonsense. It's all worthless. What they're going to try to do is they're going to try to change your story to fit their own style and narrative. And it's not going to be yours anymore. And it's only going to get worse as a result. And so the proper way to give feedback is to literally just highlight things. And when I would do this through my freelance stuff, what you do is you take like either a line or a paragraph or a page, and you just circle it and say, I'm confused. Liked this, disliked this. Pretty much, yeah. You just give I'm confused. Not even like a like or dislike. Just be like, circle a whole page and just be like, not sure what it's setting up for. Like, just tell the writer, I'm lost. And then highlight the good. Highlight the good and say, but don't use just like or dislike. Don't use those two things. Use things like, there's a particular paragraph that's like, oh, this is really exciting. Like, this is, say it's exciting. Use good words like this. Because the writer needs to know, like, if I tell a writer, like, oh, I liked this, he's going to be like, well, what do you like about it? He's going to already preemptively ask you this question. Circle the paragraph and say, excited. Circle a paragraph and say, sad. Like, this makes me sad. Or something, Give an emotion that it evokes in you as a reader. This is a good way to give feedback to other writers, to other artists, to anything. Don't circle an artist's thing, though. Bad analogy, maybe. But as far as artists, like, if we're going to talk about the same thing in relation to artists, what you need to be doing is you need to be using these kind of good feedback indicators to, rather than try to change something that someone has already done to try to make it fit you, try to give feedback that only makes them improve the thing for themselves. It's one of the things I tell we have a group of media producers and like media editors at my job. And every time I tell them, when they ask me my opinion on something, they say, what can I do to make it better? And I say, I don't know. Find something. If it's, I tell all my editors, the editing department this. If you find that you think it's perfect, find one thing and make that one thing better. I don't care what that one thing is. It could be literally anything. It could be a title card. It could be, the font on this one could be a little bit adjusted. Like, find one thing and make it better. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. Nothing ever will be perfect. Not even a book published by a major publication by a world-famous writer is ever going to be perfect. And it's these little things. If you really want to give great feedback, do this. Hold on. There's apparently, I got a clippity clip. Latest clip. Still not sure where the wife went. I didn't log in for a long ass time and she left me. Oh well. Sounds like a her loss. Sploosh. Why am I getting splooshed? Also, that might have come across as like really, really, really loud. I'm not entirely certain. But either way, I regret nothing. Imperfection is arguably part of perfection, so it's an entirely futile exercise to give a shit. It's true. It was extremely loud. Yeah. I was like, that was probably like, really, really loud, but I mean, I can't go back and fix it, so I really need to get some like easily cleanable confetti that I can just toss over my shoulder at some point. Anyway, you're imperfect. Anyway, that one little line right there just sparked another like 15 minutes of I gotta sit down and talk about something, because this game is doing a very, very good job of highlighting these things that game developers need to learn and understand. That this is how the industry is kind of gonna go. Save to the US. You drank a tsunami. Save to the US. I'll drink it again. Anyway. Alright, I'm going to resume the game. I did my rant, I did my spiel. Here we go.
I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment.
Yes.
What does such an impulse serve?
Nothing.
For whose benefit is this?
See?
And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly...
Be sure to check out all the bits. Last stream
to leave me all alone.
was
Surely
best so
will.
far.
I don't
This
doubt
one
it.
is even better.
Surely you'll press that button again.
Oh, wait,
leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of
Last
fitful
stream was best so far.
anxiety
Last
that you
stream,
sit
last
with
stream,
me
last
and
stream.
just stay here. Oh, no, I know you too well. You'll be leaving
Not
me.
Wednesday.
Oh, my
Certainly not
God.
Wednesday.
And it's all because of those reviews.
Don't have to watch them here
Those
now.
reviews
After
that I
stream
couldn't
is
get
when.
out of my
Yeah.
head. I
I'll
just
watch them
couldn't
after. Oh, you
ignore
mean
the
like all your little
negative
clips?
feedback.
I watched
Why
a
was
bunch
it
of
so
them work.
important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much? Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
My plant's
Oh, my
dead.
goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
I mean, the streams I'm
Stanley,
editing.
I think it's been a week.
I'll have to
2
go
weeks. I've been sitting
plug in and
here
look
all
at
that
the
time, just sitting here,
newest and latest
not a
ones.
single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing.
Yep.
Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I...
Oh, how many years?
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one
Damn.
place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a...
Where is it at? Come on, narrator. I skipped. How long has it been? Do it again. Ah. Wait, why is there a smoke detector in here? It's probably dead. Probably 100 years or more. Probably. I'm gonna touch the button.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression.
I don't know.
And so,
I don't know about tomorrow,
because of
but I
this,
might do it again.
We require that our
I've been talking to
amusements and
Plague.
our
She wants to
playthings
hire
and
me.
our flights
Good.
of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn
More
our
stuff
heads
is more
completely
stuff.
away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves.
I'm pushing the button. I'll push it again.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Probably been a couple thousand.
Is never the end, is never.
Poor narrator's gone insane. There and back again. A few times. Oh. Nature finally stepped in. Oh. Oh. Alright. That went really quickly from like, oh hey, look, everything's getting better. It did. What if while standing there, something crushed and killed Stanley? We wouldn't even know for thousands of years. Probably not. What does that sound? Have the mutants risen up? Oh. Now it's open world. Yeah, well, not wrong. Quickly, to the top of the cube! I can't climb to the top of the cube. Oh, okay. Bam. That was a very long level playthrough.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand.
Again,
it was
he's
only a
changed
matter
it.
of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
That's not what you said in the subtitles. You take that back, narrator. New content. Oh boy, howdy.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
New content world record 999999999, and then some more nines. All right, narrator boy, what do you got for me?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and
Okay.
about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. The end is never the end
Yes,
again.
you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions?
427.
Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Testing two printers
this
at the same
is what
time.
fans have truly been asking for.
Taste the sequel. Yep, that's a lot of ways to say two.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
They're back.
It screams
Two doors.
progress and innovation and long-term
All right.
franchising potential.
More TSP, more of the Stanley Parable. 2. Better the Stanley Parable. The color red. Yes. Everyone knows that red makes
Now, to be
things
clear, I haven't quite
better.
nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can
2 is
loosely
the sequel
organize a handful
to
of
the Stanley
interesting
Parable.
concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical.
Valued investors, go this way. Jeez. Can I get on the bus?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Hey, I know how much that shit costs right there. It's expensive, by the way. I know how much that ring costs. Oh, look, it's F-35s. What is that? That's probably a 5 or 6 meter F-35. I'm a nerd. Hold on, there's like photo ops. The baby is all grown up. Oh. Red is the new orange. Wow. Free. New and easy achievement. Get it here. Oh, I'm getting it here. Free achievement. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. I'm pulling the... Wait.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
It's because you plugged it into itself, you nerd. Hold on, is there a way for me to turn it on? Is there a way to, like, fix it? Probably not. Damn. Does holding E do anything? Nope. Does nothing. Lame. Well. We tried. Also, there's another hallway, like, right here. Can I go this way? Is there anything right here? Just the door. Okay, cool. I was all jazzed about that free achievement, and I didn't get a free achievement.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Can you find them?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Yes. There's 6 of these? What? Oh no.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I'll bet you money there aren't. There aren't anymore. You're here, okay. The hell is this guide system? I went to the free achievement. There is no free achievement. Collectibles. I went to the Oh wait, there's more collectibles inside? Hold on. The jump circle's downstairs. Backed by popular demand. Jump circle. I can't go in anymore. Alright, so they're out here somewhere. They're bound to be, right? Oh, there's the jump circle. I have no jumps left. Thanks.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh,
I got a little overexcited at the jump circle.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Damn. Okay, seriously, are there collectibles here? I will go absolutely mad if they're not here. I'm gonna be, you know. Hold like infinity.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
You could have jumped a couple times in a different circle. I could have. infinite hole. I mean, I gotta, right? I gotta. There's a hole there.
You see? Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
There was a hole
Now,
there, and it's like,
you've gotten
you'll
to
fall
see
forever,
the
and I'm like,
infinite hole,
sign me
you
up,
can
chief.
press the
Sign me
teleport
in.
button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue
I'll sign the waiver
onward.
and everything. Does it really go on forever?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
It's not an infinite hole.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
There's a mom joke in here somewhere. The narrator's mom's got an infinity hole. An almost infinity hole. Take that, narrator. Are you gonna say anything, or am I just gonna like hang out here and be like, no, this is mine now? Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Damn. The words of wisdom. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. What else you got down here? Meeting at 2 p.m. Sincerely, management. Oh. Uh-oh. New mug!
Great.
Alright, we're going back up.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
The hole is most of infinite distance somehow. I mean, it could have been. Well, the narrator was a coward. Hold on, is there a collectible? There was no collectible down there. I looked. Because you offered me this collectible, and I'm now questioning you, game, as to whether or not the collectibles is a thing. Or was there just one, and now you're like, ha, suck it, nerd. You're never gonna complete anything. I'm fairly certain that's the case. I am fairly certain that that is the case. Well, there was stuff up here, right? That's new. What is it?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
It'll go at the end of the thing, you know? Yeah. Merch. Reassurance bucket. Oh, give me that reinsurance bucket. Reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I get to actually, like, take the bucket with me? Oh, boy.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Bucket.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Bucket. I've got a bucket. I've got a bucket. What can I do with my bucket
Does anyone
now?
give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Hold on, there's a door here too. Oh, epilogue. Never mind. Hold on, where was that directory at? I have seen... Have I gone through here?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Definitely get well someday.
Sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Damn it. Oh. I wanted the other one. Oh no.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on. Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
I didn't choose anything. Give me my white balloons. You did this, narrator. You did this. Directory. Thank you, directory. Alright. Alright. Directory, what have we not done? Jump circle, did that. This map, bam. Free achievement, tried it. Button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Where's that at? This way and to the right? Oh. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. I'm gonna go hit the button. Yes, I went through the right door.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you roleplay as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
All right.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
I am Jim.
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Oh.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If
I mean-
so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
How does the button fix my, life crumbling to dust as Jim?
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise,
No.
soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
I pushed it as many times as I could just to spite you. Name, here's yours today. Alright. Road to the perfect button. Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That
You
would
could, yeah.
actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Yes. Technically speaking, that is in fact a truth. Alright, merch. I think I went near merch? Yeah, merch is right there. I passed by it. I didn't get to do anything with it. I have the bucket. You've ever worked a merch counter like that before at like some kind, either a convention or a show or anything? It sucks. Settings world champion is the pound sign. What? What? Didn't you run some shitty fishing shop for a while? I didn't run it. My family owns a fishing lodge up in Alaska. Well, my aunt and uncle do. Huh. Well, I don't know what pound is. B squared, the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. We have the bucket. 3, office decorations. We did office decorations. Epilogue, I saw that. Collectibles, saw that. Infinite hole, yes. E, exit. Oh, it's right there behind me. Alright, here we go. They gave me a collectible. You were the main cashier, right? At some place you said you hated. Was it fish related?
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I don't know. I don't recall fish. I don't recall fish. But then again, I don't recall a lot of things.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Protect me, bucket.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Can I keep the integrity bucket?
Possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Appreciate that this feels like a perfect extension.
Go
like
ahead.
this was always
Take
there
a
the whole
look.
time. Kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
They've
Employee
inserted the balloons.
Number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
He was happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
We have the balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a collectible
No
hidden
matter
around
how
here
hard
somewhere. Oh
Stanley
my god.
looked,
Hold
he
on.
couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh no. Oh no, game. You can't do this to me. There's a collectible. Bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Bucket. Press E on 437 or 430.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling
Two-handing
it. You
this
see,
mouse right
now
now, by
that
the
you've
way.
gotten the bucket involved, my standards have gone up. Merely clicking a single door is no longer enough. Now, I want to see you press this bucket against multiple doors. Now that's the kind of thing that merits an achievement. Why don't you put 20 bucket touches into door 417?
417. 417. Hold on, I'm gonna find that 417. Bucket. Bucket.
Okay, great. Now,
They
go
changed
touch
the
bucket
line
on
for if you
door
have the bucket. Holy
437
shit.
a few
Yep.
times.
Bucket. Wait, which door did it say? Oh no, what door did it say? What door did it say? Play it back! Play it back! I mean, I'll click 20 times on every door if I have to. Four, 3, 7. Okay, hold on.
Yes, now we're getting somewhere.
I have to pay attention.
415. Give it some bucket love.
415. 415. Bucket love. Four one five, 415, 417, 416, 415.
Now back to door number 437.
God damn it. I'm doing it for you, Bucket. I'm doing it for you.
You know, I think the copy machine needs some attention. Why don't you rub the bucket on it a bit? All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417, 417. I'm doing it. Yeah, this whole spiel was in the original too. I love the new bucket lines. Wait, where was 417? There it is.
Okay, now bring the bucket on top of employee 419's desk. Yes, this is great. Now the bucket knows exactly what it's like to be employee 419. Now, let's introduce it to door 416.
Get me out. Get me out. 416. 17.
We've almost got it. Now make the bucket and the copy machine touch again.
There's only one copy machine, isn't there? And it's all the way over here. God damn it.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 touches of the bucket on door 430. Yes! We did it! Wow!
Achievement
That
unlocked.
felt amazing. You know, not all buckets will get this kind of experience. They won't all know what it's like to slam repeatedly against nearly every door in one section of an office building, or what it's like to be employee 419. Buckets may dream of an experience like this, but few can say they've truly lived it. You've given a bucket hope today. Stanley, I'm very proud of you.
It's me and you, Bucket. It's like this is the Bucket's like last day on Earth, and I'm trying to give it its best day ever. Seriously though, where are those
Stanley
collectibles?
touched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered
You've
the door
empowered
on
the
his
bucket.
left.
Should I go left or should I go right? Let's go left.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
This is new.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
Sure.
This is your bucket.
No pressure.
This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
How dare you?
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait,
Engineer's wrench.
now the broom closet has the gall to imply
wonder how much it costs to
that you and the bucket
label
are not
every door
truly
in death.
deep and lasting friends?
I don't
That
know.
your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? that your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Broom closet, you're mean. This closet was also in the original. Many new bucket
I've got you
lines.
something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Wow. I think the point of the bucket is to give you a different line
I've got a
squeeze
second
option.
sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see,
Bucket.
I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Cannot argue that logic. Cannot argue the logic.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Come on, bucket. We're gonna go talk to the boss about this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now,
thank you,
in his
bucket.
darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And
That's
he
so
knew
great.
it.
Yep. This
The
game
two
is a
of them
perfect
were
sequel.
inseparable.
Literally perfect.
At this point, Stanley was
Let's
so
say-
absorbed in the tender
slap the bucket.
spiritual connection he
Slap a
shared with
sticker on
the
the
bucket,
bucket.
that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes, it's the bucket. The bucket is...
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of
I'm gonna have to
thrill,
get, like,
Stanley.
all these
God knows I've
collectibles, 'cause
tried.
I found one.
So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
How many playthroughs are you gonna have to go through to get all the collectible now? What? What? What?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Oh, thank you,
Soothing
bucket.
him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
It's true. Come on, bucket. We got this.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
That way led to death. Are you able to drop the bucket? I don't think so. I've clicked around, and nothing makes the bucket go away.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
I wanna get
horrible
the-
secret
the
did this place
good
hold?
ending, just to
Stanley
see
and
what
the
it does with the
both
bucket.
wondered to themselves.
Do me and the bucket run off to start our new lives together? Will me and the bucket ever find happiness? The world may never know.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that
Guessing not
everything
much
would
new,
be fine.
but something. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what the bucket has to say when we get to the very end, when we have the yes or no button to press. Because there's going to be a moment. The bucket's going to have an opinion.
Influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Right?
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
We're asking the deep
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Don't worry,
No!
Bucket. We're going to find the
Screamed
answer.
into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no
This isn't
one
even a story about
except
Stanley anymore.
for the bucket.
All the Bucket. It's always been Bucket. I gotta... I'm peeling. I am peeling.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Way to go, Bucket. You show him. I hit 1, 2... 3... Where's number 4? Where's number 4? Oh god, anthropomorphic bucket fury. Bucket furries. Bucket furry. 1, 2... I can't even remember where 3 was now. That one's 3. Seriously, where the hell is button number 4? Button number 4, it's up there. No! Let me up there. I need to press button number 4. What would they call themselves? Bucks? Buckies? Buckets? Oh. Roxy and the Buckets. Buckets? Why won't it let me press number 4? It's all the way up there. It won't let me press it. Lol. Oh, damn it. I can't get to number 4. I want to press button number 4. Damn it. I see it up there. Buckets. Exactly, the buckets. Go to the ending already. Damn it. Alright. Alright, Bucket. Share with me your wisdom.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Is that what we do? I'm gonna do it.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Hi, Jesper. Okay, goodbye. You know what time it is.
Yes,
Better than I do.
They had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
No!
Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
We have our bucket. Alright, wow. So, I'm impressed with the game. I'm exceptionally impressed with the game. The more I played in the original, the more it kind of jogged a little bit of memory of the original. And then all the new stuff is just gold on top of, you know, already golden wool that the Stanley Parable was for what it was doing before. The meta has ramped. Oh my goodness. Alright. It did a great job. I can't even words anymore. We're just gonna raid out. We all know who we're gonna go bother because we love bothering them. So, Wednesday, our schedule says most certainly games. And then Friday, other games. Because that's what we do. That's what we do here. Yeah, it's really good. We're gonna have to play through so much of this game to find stuff, but I'm probably gonna do a whole bunch of it off stream. Fun stream, send me the download link and I'll make a mini compilation. There's gonna be so many little things coming out of this game. Like me doing my little pantomime, me doing the whatever with the thing. Anyway. We're gonna raid out. Until I see you again, talk to you.
I want to see if there's stuff around.
Average game guy.
Hey, another guy.
You think that they used to be air raids?
No. You never get used to it.
Nope. Welcome in, raiders.
Zappy's coming.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Oh my god.
Ow.
Yay. Paul says honestly, I would not be good with the building. Sponsored streams are forgiven.
There we move it.
Can't do me when I have my bucket. Average game guy is a bit dirty bucket.
Don't leave me.
I didn't even push the button.
You're still one.
Dirty bucket.
You're still one.
Dirty bucket.
You're still one.
Big bath time.
You're still
Have
one.
fun. Mr. Toaster. Dirty bucket.
Stupid
Oh
shield!
no!
Yeah, who put
Oh,
that
no,
thing?
I got grabbed. I got grabbed.
No, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Way up top. Way up top.
I see you. Shoot.
There's a